Hey y'all, and welcome to this week's Womanly Wisdom Wednesday, episode 3.2. In this series, we are going over the book, The Power of a Praying Wife by Stormy O'Martian. This book teaches us how and why we should pray for our husbands. Disclaimer: I did not write this book. I am not in any way connected to this book, other than I have read it and made my prayer binder based on this book. The content in this video is for educational, encouragemental, and inspirational purposes only. The content in this video gives a simple and quick overview on introducing what this book is and what it teaches. So in this episode, we will be going over the next two sections in this chapter, which are called Creating a Home and Letting Go of Expectations. So first up, creating a home. I don't care how liberated you are. When you are married, there will always be two areas that will ultimately be your responsibility: home and children. Even if you are the only one working and your husband stays home to keep the house and tend the kids, you will still be expected to see that the heart of your home is a peaceful sanctuary, a source of contentment, acceptance, rejuvenation, nurturing, rest, and love for your family. On top of this, you will also be expected to be sexually appealing, a good cook, a great mother, and physically, emotionally, and spiritually fit. It's overwhelming to most women, but the good news is that you don't have to do it all on your own. You can seek God's help. Part of making a house a home is allowing your husband to be the head so you can be the heart. Trying to be both is too much. God placed your husband as the head over the family, whether he deserves it or not, and whether he rises up to take his position or not. It's God's order of things. This doesn't mean that one position is more important than the other. They work together. If your husband is to be the head of the house, you must allow him the headship. If you are to be the heart of the home, you still must take the steps necessary to do so, even if you are a major contributor to the financial support. Trying to reverse that keeps a constant struggle going. Everything I've said about the home goes for your body, soul, and spirit as well. Some effort must be put into maintaining them. I once heard a radio talk show where a woman called in to complain to a popular psychologist that her husband told her he no longer found her attractive. The host said, "What are you doing to make yourself attractive?" The caller had no answer. The point is, being attractive doesn't just happen. Even the most gorgeous women in the world do much to maintain their attractiveness. Queen Esther was one of the most beautiful women in her country, and she still spent a year beautifying herself before she met the king. Now, in this segment, the most important part that I want to emphasize on is the very beginning of this, where it talks about it's really important to work on your body, soul, and spirit as well, because all three of those are very important and must be maintained. Now we come to our first scripture, which is in Proverbs chapter 31, verse 30 in the Amplified. Charm and grace are deceptive, and superficial beauty is vain. But a woman who fears the Lord, reverently worshiping, obeying, serving, and trusting him with awe-filled respect, she shall be praised. And now our next section, letting go of expectations. I think if I could help a new wife in any area, it would be to discourage her from coming into her marriage with a big list of expectations and then being upset when her husband doesn't live up to them. Of course, there are some basics that should be agreed upon before the wedding date, such as fidelity, financial support, honesty, kindness, basic decency, high moral standards, physical and emotional love, and protection. When you don't get those things, you can ask for them. When you still don't get them, you can pray. But when it comes to specifics, you can't require one person to meet all of your needs. The pressure to do that and fulfill your dreams at the same time can be overwhelming to a man. Instead, take your needs to God in prayer and look to Him for the answers. If we try to control our husbands by having a big list for them to live up to, and then be angry and disappointed when they can't, we are the ones in error. The biggest problems in my marriage occurred when my expectations of what I thought Michael should be or do didn't coincide with the reality of who he was. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 14 in the Amplified. Their mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. So when we need help or need to change, we ask God to help us. So why would it be any different for our husbands? Anything that needs to be done should come from God, not on our own. If it comes from God, it's everlasting. Psalm 62 verse 5 in the Amplified. For God alone my soul waits in silence, and quietly submits to Him, for my hope is from Him. This concludes this week's Womanly Wisdom Wednesday. I pray that this series brings you encouragement and inspiration, and thank you for listening. Please remember that there is so much more nourishing wisdom in these pages other than what is shown to you in these podcasts. I highly encourage you to read the book. There is a link included in the description box below. #not sponsored. If you should happen to buy the book, I don't profit from it anyway. I'm not affiliated with it in any way, anything like that. Just this book has been the best book that has helped me so much in my life aside from the Bible. And I just want to share that with others. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. If you like this video, please tap the thumbs up icon so it can be seen by more people. Let's share the wisdom, folks, and help bring this encouragement and inspiration to others. Until next time, much love, and may peace be with y'all. God bless.